Busted ass Subaru Fred.
Subaru. Oh God. What's up everybody? Mike here, Sloppy TV. Just giving you guys the update video on my car, what my plans are for the car, progress on just basically the backstory of my car. So I've had this, well, I've had Subarus since, I think I got my first one in 2010, it might have been 2009. My first car was a 06 WRX, you know, did the typical stage 2 with an exhaust, and I do believe I needed a clutch because that was my first car learning sticking, so I burnt that up pretty quick. Plus learning to launch and all that shit, learning to race, all kind of stuff. I beat the shit out of that car. What did I do? Oh, I cracked a wastegate in that, sold it, bought my STI. I don't know what years all this shit was. This is so long. This is over 10 years of me owning Subarus. Bought my STI, and I was in heaven. I mean, that was the ultimate goal, getting a WRX, but that was my first car, so I could never afford to get an STI as my first car. So got a WRX, traded that in, got the STI, black. Oh my God, I loved it. Blue interior, 2007. For all you Hawkeye fans, I believe that's the best year. Vote down below. What year do you think is the best? Don't say 22B, because none of us have them. That doesn't fucking count. No 22B action. But yeah, had the 07 STI, same thing, stage 2. I had a stage 2 clutch in that because I like the feel of my last one. Lightweight flywheel, exhaust system. But I could never really afford to go crazy with parts because the payment was so high, the insurance was so high. So with the STI, it was pretty expensive, super fun car. I never had money for wheels or anything like that, so of course I did plastic dipped them. That was cool back then. I did have to replace the power steering pump. I never really had any maintenance on any of my Subarus neither. I never had anything go bad with them. Just so you know, anybody looking to buy any of these cars, I mean, anything I've ever done has been a problem that I've done myself. Like when I cracked my wastegate, I remember the night perfectly. I was racing some kid in like a Acura TSX or something, and that's obviously that was me. If you just daily drive these cars, they're perfectly fine. My STI, snow drifting.
Hankinen, third fastest on this first stage, Henry Toivonen.
I think I threw it into a curb, new control arm, and all that happy horse shit. So, just if you're ever worried about these cars and people say, like, they have crazy issues, well, yeah, if you beat the piss out of them, you can expect these things. Like, don't not expect it if you're, you know, redlining it and launching your car out of parking spots. I just wanted a project car, and I never worked on those cars. I mean, I did the exhaust on them, but I've never, like, did anything beyond that. Clutch and flywheel, that all went to shops. I guess I really wanted something that I didn't have to worry about, oh my God, you know, if I mess something up, it's going to be crazy expensive, or I'm ruining a $25,000 car that I really appreciate. Like, I didn't want to mess those cars up. So I sold that. I sold it to a dealership, broke even on it, made a little bit of money on the car, and started looking for a Forester. Wanted a manual turbo, obviously. I don't know where you guys live, but here in Pennsylvania in the Northeast, You either find them rusted out, somebody wants an extra $5,000 for the car, so it's like you can get a normal turbo automatic for around like $5,000 around here, with, you know, not too bad a mileage on them. But when you find a manual, it's just a manual turbo. People want like $10,000, $11,000, and I didn't want to pay that. I wanted a car that I could just pay off and have money to play with parts and all kind of fun stuff, and not have to worry about, oh my god, you know, car payments and crazy high insurance. I found one in Birdsboro, PA. Java Black Pearl. I love Subaru's black, like with the flake in it. Like my WRX was silver. That I just settled on. Couldn't find a color for the price that I could afford, and just it was that basic silver color. STI was black, and I loved it, so definitely wanted another black car. I just love black cars. I don't know what it is. So found one, Java Black Pearl. It had, I think, like 132,000 miles on it. But again, my plans with the car, which we'll get into, that's something that really didn't bother me too much. You know, if anything goes in this car, it's going to get replaced anyway. So who the hell really cares if the motor goes or it's an automatic. Because I've only ever driven stick shift, so it is an automatic. We will do the 6-speed. The 6-speed swap will be on the channel. Don't know how much of that. We'll try to do the install, me and my buddy, but electrical stuff I'm not very good with wiring. I'd rather wiring look professional, so that might go to a professional. But yeah, bought the cars completely stock. Stock airbox, no nothing, stock exhaust, very clean interior. The outside is why it's called sloppy. There is definitely a lot of paint dings, dents. The guy hit a deer, so the grill's all like, I don't know if he didn't put it on right. The hood's off center, like the front needs some love. So I don't know how exactly I'm going to go about that yet. I'd say a year. I got a roof rack for it. Another reason I switched, guys, is because the STI had no space in it. I'm 6'5", so when I drive, the back seat is touching, or my driver's seat is touching the back seat. Nobody's sitting behind me. So that's definitely why, another reason why I wanted something a little different. So this Forester, I load shit up in the roof rack, bikes. You know, I got tons of space in here. When I work on my car, I can literally throw everything in the back, and then I drive down to my mom's because she has like a driveway. Where I live, it's all public street, so I'll get bitched at for doing work to my car. So I was racing somebody on the highway, and I noticed that I think you're supposed to hit like 16 PSI or 15 or something on a stage 2 with the Forester. I was only getting like 8 or 9, and the car just felt like it was not going anywhere. So my assumption was boost leak, or if you looked at the engine, a lot of it's old, like the hoses and everything, they're old. So I just figured something was up. I figured it was the inlet, because you know that's definitely a failure on Subarus. The turbo inlet, right there where it goes into the turbo, that shit rips all the time. So it was that. My turbo went. I'll show you pictures of that here or there or somewhere. That got chewed to hell up. You'll also see that in the turbo install video. What is it, the Y pipe that's on the back of the intercooler? That kind of looked pretty bad. So I went out, I didn't want to go STI turbo. I couldn't find any use in my area. I figured, why not just fucking upgrade to a much better turbo? Because like the new STI turbo is like $1,200 or something like that, maybe even a little bit more. So I went ahead and started doing some research. What can I run with stock injectors on a stage 2 tune until I can get the tune and everything for my car you know, that I can run it and redline it and make full boost and have no problems and no worries. So I went ahead and I got a Blouse 20, I think it's a 20G XT. I'll put the link in the description. Everything I bought's from Import Image Racing, by the way. So big shout outs to them. They got plenty of financing options for you guys if you can't really get it right then and there. Just go on their website, go to financing options, and they literally have everything for your car. They got OEM parts, car waxes, polishes, rags, towels, like literally everything you need, bolts, whatever. You can just buy it there. And if you live in PA, your coming in like 2 days. I don't care what you order. I've ordered wheels, like big stuff, and it's been there in like 3 days. Like literally everything in the shipments, whatever I order. So went on there, bought the Blouse 20 GXT, decided to do the inlet at the same time. Had to get the bigger intercooler. Went with a Grimspeed top mount. I didn't really want to go front mount. I'm not trying to go that crazy with this car. Grimspeed pipes and hoses for everything. What else did we get? HKS blow-off valve, because I don't think you can run the stock Forester blow-off valve or bypass valve, whatever you want to call it. I don't think you could run that on an aftermarket turbo setup, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not like an expert on any of this stuff. So I went ahead, bought all that. You'll see it all in the turbo install video, but it all went smooth. Not really. I mean, anybody who's ever done a turbo inlet knows that that shit is fucking horrible. But buttoned all that up, and guess what? We were hitting 18 psi all day long. Car runs fucking. Until I get the car tuned on a dyno, or I don't know if I'm just gonna have Cobb run my data logs and just make me a tune off of that. I'm not sure where I'm gonna go with that yet. It's kind of getting close to winter, so I'm not really gonna be doing too much street racing or anything like that coming up. That was just this summer, so June or July decided to really, you know, go bigger turbo. I've never had the opportunity to do that. Thank God. When my job 2 years ago, I went full time. Finally got the opportunity after 10 years of working at UPS to go full time there. So that really helped out a lot. But it's also, guys, you don't have to buy a $20,000 car, $25,000 car, because then it's going to be a lot harder for you to save up the money to modify it and be able to do big, crazy, expensive builds. Buy motors or not have to worry about blowing your shit up. Like when I had my STI, I was like, shit, I'm paying so much in insurance and car payments. If something goes wrong with this car, I'm almost like screwed, depending on how bad it is. If the motor would have went back then when I had that STI, I'd have been screwed. That car would have just sat and I'd have had to make payments on it. I'd have had to figure something out there. But plans for the car, I have wheels and tires that are going on. We're gonna flare it. They're just basic eBay flares for now. I'm looking at kits. They're pretty expensive. I want to get the body and paint looking better before I do something that expensive to the outside of the car. But it's time we get some more appearance shit. I'm pretty happy with where the car is at performance wise right now. I do want to get TGV deletes, fuel rails, bigger injectors, fuel pump, Cobb flex fuel kit. That'll be the next. Getting the fuel system will be the next big performance engine that I can think of. Yeah.
That
That'll definitely be what's next for that. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to update you guys on pretty much like how I got into Subarus and like where my journey was to get to this car and how much I like it and where we're going in the future. So hope you guys like Sloppy. You don't have to. This is mainly for Forester people and Subaru people because there's not too much content out there. But yeah, like and subscribe. Hope you liked the video and stay tuned for more.